everyone. In this episode of our Crash Data Processing course, I'll be talking about data and information. Now, what's data? Data is basically raw, unorganized, and unprocessed facts that need to be processed, and they are not useful, they are not meaningful unless they are processed. And then you can begin to wonder what's data? What are the examples of data? Examples of data are numbers. When you just see numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now these numbers, when they don't have any meaning to you, it's called data. For example, when you just see numbers, when I say 923,768, if I say that, you don't understand what 923,768 means, right? But now when I say the area of Nigeria is 923,768 square kilometers, now you begin to understand, because now I've put some meaning. I've made it meaningful. You understand? I've put it in a sentence. That's the difference between data and non-data. So data is raw. It's simply numbers, kind of like name of things, words, measurements, observations, and description of things. So that is example of data. Now we just know that data is not processed. And then after we've talked about data, what are the sources of data? Sources of data includes television, your internet. You can get data from the internet, which you now have to research upon and process, where you can collect that data and form information or meaningful information. And an example of an application, of a word processing application which you can use for processing data is Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Access. So these are two examples of software that can process data into information. Now information can be defined as the data that has been processed and is meaningful to the user. Example of information are your student's ID card, your weather report, your student report card, your international passport, and so on and so forth. So those are the types of information. Now you can see that each of these ones, they are meaningful, they have an application, and they have a usefulness, because you can use your ID card to apply for a scholarship, you can use your ID card to enter for an examination, and so on and so forth. Now we also have sources of information. We have the internet is also a source of information, where you get information about news, facts, and around the world, and all the rest. So then information can be gotten from your database. I mentioned Microsoft Access before, right? Now that Microsoft Access is a source of database where you can get database and you can also produce database. So we'll be talking about that in a later video, and that will be dealt with in database management systems. Then we can also have magazines and all the rest. So and then now we'll talk about data and information now. Before you can get information, you have to process your data, right? Now this data has to be processed in a process known as data handling. And data handling is basically the series of procedures by which you can use and organize your data, arrange your data so that it becomes secured and safe when you are doing the conversion into information. When you are processing data, you have to take data handling into consideration. And there are many ways of data handling, and the two main ways are electronic data handling, which is the use of electronic devices to process data, and non-electronic data handling, which is the use of non-electronic devices to process data. Thank you for watching.